It all began in 2022 when the Fulton County DA's office filed sweeping RICO charges against Young Thug's YSL group, alleging ties to organized crime. This trial was more than legal proceedings, it was a cultural phenomenon.
That are pertinent to this video.
Drama unfolded early in the trial when accusations of a drug handoff between Young Thug and a co-defendant surfaced. Security footage caught what appeared to be an exchange, leading to tense courtroom proceedings and public speculation about security lapses. The prosecution's star witness, Kenneth "Lil Woody" Copeland, turned out to be a liability. Admitting to habitual lying under oath, he shocked the court by firing his lawyer while still on the stand, creating a spectacle that undermined the state's credibility.
I can't continue to keep going on like this. I don't remember that for 2013, sir.
Mr. Bean, you have to answer the questions, okay?
I constantly keep telling them and constantly keep telling y'all I don't remember nothing from 2013.
Defense attorney Brian Steele masterfully dissected the prosecution's case. A blunder involving the #FreeQuar going viral led to the defense pushing for a mistrial, forcing prosecutors to reconsider their strategy. Judge Ural Glanville became a controversial figure, accused of bias after holding secret meetings with prosecutors and witnesses. His removal mid-trial shook the courtroom, with his replacement also stepping down due to conflicts of interest. These changes left the prosecution struggling to maintain continuity.
That what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying
No,
to
no,
get
no, no,
anybody
no.
else
I'm
to
asking
say
you,
it.
how did you get this
I'm
information?
not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are gonna have some problems.
The trial was marred by violent incidents. Defendants Yak Gotti and Shannon Stillwell were both stabbed while in custody, leading to significant delays. These attacks raised concerns about the safety of inmates during high-profile cases.
Well, I can tell you that Diamante Kendrick was treated for minor injuries after getting into a physical altercation with another inmate, an incident the Fulton County Sheriff's Office says they're now investigating.
He's doing really well. He's got a few staples in his head, but you know, it's a shame that anyone that's held in our jails have to go through that.
Young Thug himself added to the trial's surreal atmosphere, nodding along in court when his song "Half Time" was played as evidence. His reaction, captured on video, became an internet sensation, highlighting the cultural overlap between music and the trial. In a bizarre moment, state witness Adrian Bin openly admitted to being so high during his testimony that he could barely stay awake. The defense capitalized on his impaired state to cast doubt on the reliability of the state's evidence.
I don't remember though.
And did you hear you explain that the case involving Mr. Dotson was totally dismissed?
I don't recall, sir.
And for you, the case in...
Even virtual courtroom sessions weren't safe from interruptions. During one hearing, a spectator hacked into the Zoom feed, shouting "Free Young Thug," and nearly causing a mistrial. The incident illustrated the intense public fascination with the trial. After months of intense legal battles and public scrutiny, the courtroom's atmosphere was thick with tension on December 3, 2024. When the judge declared Yak Gotti and Shannon Stillwell not guilty, the reaction was immediate and polarizing. Supporters erupted in celebration, while others expressed disbelief at the outcome of a case once touted as a cornerstone of the RICO crackdown.
According to the indictment handed down by the Fulton County Grand Jury last Tuesday, 61 people are being charged with violating the state's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO Act. Some are also facing domestic terrorism and arson charges. The indictment...
Inside the courtroom, Yak Gotti appeared visibly relieved, sharing quiet moments with his legal team. Meanwhile, prosecutors, who had spent months piecing together what they believed was an airtight case, were left grappling with a high-profile loss. The verdict wasn't just about individual freedom, it became a public rebuke of the DA's handling of the trial. Media outside the courthouse captured a scene of jubilation among fans and supporters holding signs that read "Free YSL" and "Art is not a crime." For many in the community, the verdict represented a broader victory against what they perceived as unjust targeting of black artists and creatives under RICO laws. The YSL trial wasn't just a courtroom drama, it became a lightning rod for conversations about racial justice, free speech, and systemic reform. The prosecution's use of rap lyrics as evidence sparked outrage, with critics arguing that this tactic criminalizes black art and perpetuates harmful stereotypes. Legal experts point to a disturbing trend. RICO laws, originally designed to dismantle organized crime syndicates, are increasingly being used against artists, activists, and marginalized communities. The YSL case highlighted the potential for overreach, as prosecutors struggled to link creative expression to criminal activity. Social media amplified the stakes of this trial. Viral hashtags like #FreeYSL turned public opinion into a force the courtroom couldn't ignore. The trial became a cultural battleground, with fans, legal advocates, and critics alike weighing in on what it meant for justice in America. As the dust settles, calls for reform are growing louder. Lawmakers, inspired by public backlash, have introduced legislation to limit the use of artistic works as evidence in criminal trials. While the future of such measures remains uncertain, the YSL verdict has undeniably shifted the conversation. The YSL trial leaves us with much to ponder. Beyond the headlines and courtroom drama, it underscores the profound complexities of justice in a world where art, culture, and law often collide. For Yak Gotti and Shannon Stillwell, the verdict is a personal triumph, a reclamation of freedom after enduring nearly 2 years of intense scrutiny and confinement. But for society, it's a moment of reflection on the boundaries of justice and the lengths we go to uphold it. This case revealed how the legal system can be both a tool for accountability and a weapon for suppression. The line between evidence and expression became dangerously blurred as rap lyrics were wielded as proof of intent. For artists and creatives, the implications are chilling. Could their art one day be used against them? The YSL trial has reignited the call to protect creative freedom, shining a light on the need to distinguish between storytelling and criminality. Moreover, the trial mirrored the power dynamics of our time. From the racialized overtones of using RICO laws to target predominantly black musicians to the role of social media in shaping narratives, the trial was as much about perception as it was about facts. It showcased how the public's voice can sometimes influence outcomes, but also how the rush for virality can distort the essence of justice. For the music industry, this case is a watershed moment. Artists, legal advocates, and fans alike have rallied to ensure that this verdict sets a precedent, one that protects the integrity of art and challenges unfair applications of the law. The cultural conversation ignited by this trial has led to legislative proposals, debates, and a growing awareness of the systemic inequities that permeate the justice system. As Yak Gotti steps back into the world beyond those courtroom walls, he carries the weight of both victory and responsibility. His story will undoubtedly serve as inspiration for some and a cautionary tale for others. It reminds us of the fragility of freedom and the resilience required to fight for it. The YSL trial has come to an end, but its story is far from over. It has planted seeds of change in the legal and cultural landscape, and its echoes will resonate for years to come. Perhaps the most important lesson of all is this: justice is not merely a verdict, it's an ongoing pursuit of fairness, equity, and truth. For now, YSL walks free, but their journey and the broader societal journey continues. We are left with questions that demand answers, changes that demand action, and a system that demands accountability.
Released from further service, and I cannot express the degree of thanks that Fulton County owes you for your service. Given the length of this trial, you have paid close attention this entire time, and I appreciate your devotion, as I'm sure do the parties in this case. You are welcome to stay for the sentencing, or you can return to the jury room. I would like to speak with you in just a moment in the jury room if you all do want to stay. You're welcome to stay. Is there any objection to the form?
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.